What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a review for Sistas, Season 4, Episode 19, and the episode is titled Benefit of the Doubt, you guys. I'm making this face because I'm looking at my notes, and my notes are very short, so this episode, actually, you know what, this episode really didn't give much, but damn, normally for Sistas, I have longer notes than this. But if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed, then please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Please turn on your post notifications, share the video, and until the next time you, And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Sistas on BET, shall we? All right, guys, so this episode we see Zach and Fatima as they're pulling up to Zach's new house. And who's outside of the house? Jake is outside of the house. And you guys, I want to like Jake. I don't think Jake is as bad as Gary is, but I then do have to question Jake because he does work with Gary, and we know how crazy we know how crazy and nutty Gary is. So I just have to question him for that. Like, you might not think like Gary, but you actually still work with the nutcase. So when Zach and Fatima pulled up to the house, Jake, like I said, he was still there. So Jake told Zach that, I met your contract. He's like, oh man, I gotta pay him. He's like, nah, you don't gotta pay him. I paid the man. He was like, what? You did that? He was like, yeah, the man was being an asshole, so I just went on ahead and paid him. Huh? It doesn't make sense to me. A man that you don't know that well, you just gonna fork over the money, not knowing if you're gonna get your money back. This is why I believe that he is low-key in love with Zach. I know he has a girlfriend, but that girlfriend could also be a beard. So Zach is like, I got you. He says, can we talk? And Fatima was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go inside. And Zach was like, no, you don't go inside. I want to take you inside myself. So she's like, okay, well, I'll step over here. So Jake was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I'll come back tomorrow. You can pay me tomorrow and we can talk. Okay, I guess. So Jake leaves, and when he leaves, Fatima's like, yeah, I don't really trust him that much. Thank you. Once again, I will preface this by saying I don't think that Jake is a bad guy. I just don't understand I want to know what his motives are. Could his motives be strictly dealing with Gary and knowing who Gary is and how Gary operates and how sneaky Gary is? Could it be that? That is a possibility. That is a possibility. So Zach and Fatima, they went inside the house. He showed her around. She likes the house. So then he presents her with the keys to the house. And she was like, I don't really know about this. And I'm with Fatima. Don't just say yes that I want to move in. Because once again, when it comes to Zach and Fatima really don't know each other that well. I know that they say that they love each other, but Zach and Fatima just met each other. They've only been dating for at least a week or two. Because again, Karen is 4 weeks pregnant. If Karen is 4 weeks pregnant, they ain't been together for no month. Well, maybe they have been together a month. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. So then we move over to the law office. So we see Hayden. So he went into Andy's office, and he is upset with Andy because Andy got Zach out of jail with the help of Robin, and he knows that. He says, he's talking about the fact that he has Fatima got a restraining order against her. He'll get them locked back up. It's like, dude, let it go. She don't want your little dick ass. So Andy was like, you know what? Keep messing with her, and we'll go file a lawsuit for a hostile work environment. And he's like, you can't prove anything like that. She's like, I do have the proof. That shut him up. Does she have? Actually, I think she does have some proof. I think they do have proof. I remember when Fatima, I think they do have a little bit of proof because I remember that episode where Fatima told him, well, told her girlfriend how when she played him and had him come to the office with that suit on that she didn't really like, but he thought she liked it because she played him. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. So next up, you guys, we see Preston. So Preston went down to the bank. Now, at one point, this bank used to be empty as hell, but we see people in the bank. I'm like, ooh, okay, Tyler finally listened to us, talking about how empty that goddamn on bank is. So he went down there, and Maurice's like, well, who was that? So Preston came over, told Sabrina, can I talk to you in private? So they went into her office. So he's telling her that, he took some bad advice. He's been showing up to places that Danny frequents with other women. Now, any person with half of a brain would know that that's stupid. Why would you take that? Why would you take that kind of advice? Why would you, if you like a person so much, why would you then show up to their favorite spots with another person? That works when that might work when you're in your 20s and you're trying to make someone jealous, but 30 plus, it's childish. If you like me, tell me you like me. I just think it's kind of childish, but hey. So Sabrina tells him that he needs to go and talk to Danny. I 100% agree with that. So then he was getting ready to leave. Child Maurice. That fool was at the door. He bent over in front of him. I was like, oh my God, Maurice. So Maurice is a fool, you guys, but I love Maurice. So Sabrina, when she's getting ready to leave, she calls up Karen to do her hair. I'm like, you want Karen to do your hair? Okay, I guess. So then after Karen says she'll do her hair, she calls up Danny and says that Preston was asking about her. And she says, she tells Sabrina that she's getting ready to go on her date with, what is his name? Logan. Is that his name? Correct me if I'm wrong. So then Sabrina's like, well, Bail's taking me on a date. How about we double date? Okay, I guess. So then we see Fatima. Fatima is in the kitchen cooking up a meal for Zach. And he's telling her what his plans are. That he wants to rent out the house next door so that way that house will pay for the mortgage of the one. How do you have a mortgage? How does Zach have a mortgage? How does Zach have a mortgage if he paid for this house? Tyler, I think you're forgetting I think you be forgetting stuff in the writing. Zach owns his house, so he doesn't have a mortgage. The only thing Zach should be paying for are taxes. How does Zach have a mortgage if he paid for this house? You know what? I'm not going to think too deep into that, but Zach has no mortgage. I think Tyler forgot that he wrote that Zach bought this house. I believe he forgot that. So he tells her about the stock. So the stock has gone up 30%. So she asks Zach how much has he made currently with the stock. He says over $2 million. Over $2 million he's made, but he has a mortgage on this house. Okay. The math ain't mathin', Tyler. So she was like, you need to sell. He's like, I agree. He says, but let me talk to Jake. She was like, Jake? He was like, yeah. She was like, I don't trust Jake. I was like, I second that. So then she's like, you know what? Let me go to the crib. Let me go home. So I can get ready for work tomorrow. He's like, nah, don't do that. She said, okay, she'll come back there. Also, I forgot to mention, that when he gave her the keys to the house, she said, okay, she'll move in, but what she's gonna do is she's gonna keep her apartment. He tells her no, to sell all that shit. Fatima, fuck that. Do not sell your house. Do not sell your apartment. Do not sell any of your stuff, because you could potentially end up in a situation like your dumb friend Andy is in currently. Although Andy didn't sell her apartment, which how in the hell did, and I'm still stuck on that. How did Gary, I get it, he bought the penthouse. That makes sense. But how did he move her stuff from her apartment up to the penthouse? Okay, Tyler. We're gonna pause here and we're gonna just go ahead and just move forward, because I'm not gonna keep thinking too deep into stuff that makes no sense to me. So you guys, next up we see Zach. So Zach calls Jake up and asking him to come over so that he can pay him. And baby, Jake jumped right at that. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll be right over there." I'm like, you're not getting no dick, right? Okay. So Danny, we see her and she's getting ready for her date, and who shows up? She thinks it's Sabrina, but nope, it's Andy. So Andy comes in like, "Oh, are you going out with Preston?" She says no. She says, "Are you going out with the traffic and pimp?" She says, "Undercover cop." She says, "What changed your mind?" She says what changed her mind is because, there's just a lot of stuff with Preston, the way Preston was raised, his background. I get it. Preston was raised by some racist people. But it's like we always say, you're not born racist. Just because he was born to some racist doesn't mean that he is in turn going to be racist. Your parents can be racist. That doesn't mean that you are going to repeat that cycle from your parents. Racism is something that you learn. Obviously, he didn't learn racism. Is he racially insensitive to things? Absolutely. But you can educate, and I get the fact that she doesn't want to educate him on that she feels like if he's going to date black women, he should already know this. But how do you know you're not his first black girlfriend? And what's okay for one black person might not be okay for the next black person, right? So it's just a thing of you have to educate him on what you like and what you don't like, so that way he doesn't do it. But Danny, see, here's the interesting thing with Danny, because Danny is talking about the way he was raised, but I thought the issue was the fact that he's from the farm and he talks about the farm. Like, that's my whole thing. I want Danny to be transparent with Preston about whatever her issues is. That's all I want from her. So Danny was like, okay, so I know you didn't come over here about, talk about Preston or about Logan. You want to talk about, because she called him Scary Gary, I call him Crazy Gary. She's like, don't call him that, girl. He is scary, he's crazy, and he's a nutcase. So Andy is like, well, I really do like Robin. Okay, so what's up? But with Gary, he did give me the penthouse and the card. Okay, give it back to him. So she's like, she wants to call him. For what, Andy? That's why I call Andy what she is, a B-I-R-D, a bird. A bird. So we move back over to Karen's salon. Baby, Karen has made some money today, and Pam was counting the money. I was like, oh, no. I wouldn't have Pam counting anything. And then Pam asked her for some money. And Karen said, take it out of that. So you pay her, and now if Karen pays her under the table, that's fine. But out of my petty cash, girl, bye. So Sabrina shows up, and Sabrina, asks, Karen how is she? She says she's fine, but she's still dealing with the stuff with Zach. So she asks her, well, will you see Aaron tonight? She says, maybe. But then she says she feels like she's using Aaron. It ain't no you may be using Aaron. You are using Aaron. You are using Aaron as a placeholder for Zach. And that is, despite how I don't hate Aaron, but I think when it comes to Aaron, I don't know how Aaron doesn't, I think my issue with Aaron is the fact that you're so in love with Karen that you're oblivious to the fact that this woman is basically using you. She's saying that she's saying she loves Zach. She's saying she doesn't know you that well, but she knows you well enough to want to have sex with you. I want Aaron to want better for himself. He over there preaching to Gary's rock-headed ass. You need to be taking some of your own advice. Just saying. So then Karen feels as if with Zach and Fatima that Zach is just sleeping around and he's eventually going to come back to her. And here's my thing with that. That is toxic. So you want to have a back and forth relationship with him, knowing that you two break up, he goes sleep with someone else, and then he comes back to you. I would not want that. There is no parts of me that would want a relationship like that. If that's what you want to do, leave me the hell alone and go live your life. But I'm going to pause here, you guys, and I'm going to move forward. Okay, you guys, next up, we got Gary. So Gary is talking to Aaron, and he is still pissed off about Andy being in the penthouse he bought, gave to her, sleeping with Robin. You just want to control this woman's life. That's all you want to do. He's talking about the fact that he bought the car and the penthouse for us. Us. Once again, he wants to control Andy, and I'm just not here for it. So he's pissed off. He's going off about Andy, right? Andy calls the phone. Oh my God, that's her call. Hello. I was like, you did all of that just... And then she said she wants to meet him. Where? The penthouse, the nice penthouse that you bought for me. He agrees to it. I'm like, what an idiot. You up here pissed off and huffing and puffing because she slept with the man at the penthouse, but then you're going to go meet her at said penthouse? Please make that make sense. So then after that, we see Andy. So Andy, she's calling Fatima, and she's telling, Fatima thanks her for getting Zach out of jail. And then Andy tells her about Hayden and the fact that, Hayden has he's able to look at the airport, and he's been looking at airport surveillance for hours. And thank you guys who got down in the comments and told me what he was looking at. I didn't think about it until the end of last week's episode and watching Miss Misha's review last week. It didn't finally dawn on me. I was like, what was he watching? He's watching Zach and the white devil. So Andy says, did Zach do anything illegal with that stock at the airport? And Fatima was like, you know what? I'm on my way back to his crib right now. Once I get there, I'll have him call you and tell you what's going on. So then we see Gary's old shifty ass, and he makes it over to Andy's apartment. So they sit down, and he is just convulsing. It's like, I'm like, nigga, why did you come? You were just venting your frustrations to Aaron about the fact that she was having sex in this damn apartment, and now you sitting here having a whole conundrum, a conniption, calm down, get out. So then Jake, he made a child. It didn't take him no time to get to Zach's place. Zach gave him the money. Jake says he feels like they're connected, like they are brothers. I'm like, brothers are lovers. Y'all, I really just get the vibe that he's gay. So they talk about the stock. Jake tells Zach, you know what I think? He was like, so you think I should sell it? He was like, yes. And he says, give me $1 million. And Zach was like, say what? Yeah, he's like, give me $1 million so that way I can reinvest it in stock. He says, so what I'll do is I'll send you a portfolio. He says, so is this going to come from Gary's business? He says, I'll with Gary. And absolutely. He says, one thing about Gary is he's not like the way he is with other people. He's not like that with his money. I don't know that. So then he leaves, and Zach gets a phone call, and who is it? It's Tony, the white devil, saying that they need to meet up with each other. And that's where the episode ended, you guys. So let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance, you guys. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.